garlic lemon chicken in the Instant Pot. I use chicken thighs, and in the gravy you put a little bit of cream just to make it thickened up, and it's just so delicious. So let me show you what it looks like. So come along with me and let's make some garlic lemon chicken in the Instant Pot together. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make this recipe. You'll need 6 to 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, some olive oil, or as I like, avocado oil, some salt and pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, some red chili flakes, and these are optional. If you don't like them, don't put them in, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, a half a yellow onion diced, 1 lemon. You're going to need the zest from it and all the juice from it, about 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth, 3 tablespoons of salted butter. You'll need about a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. You can always put a little bit more in if you like. And some type of thickener. I'm using xanthan gum because it is keto friendly, but you could use cornstarch if you like. Also, I'm making pot-in-pot rice, so I have 2 cups of cal roast rice. And with that, I'm going to use 2 cups of water. If you're not going to do the pot-in-pot rice, you can skip these 2 ingredients. Let's get started preparing our ingredients. You can see my cutting board is slippery, so I put a wet paper towel underneath it, and it stops it from moving and sliding, which will help prevent injuries. So now I'm taking my yellow onion, and I'm going to peel it and use half of it and just dice it up. The half a medium onion diced is about a half a cup. Now I'm going to take my rice and the pot that I'm going to cook it in, and I'm going to give it a good rinse. This is really important step, otherwise your rice is going to be very sticky. So I rinse it and I sort of mash it together with my hand in the cold water, and I keep doing this until the water is no longer milky and clear, usually at least 3 times. Then after I'm done rinsing it, I'm going to drain it well, and then I'm going to put in my measured water, which is exactly 2 cups of water. And use the same measuring cup that you used for the rice. Although my chicken was already deboned and deskinned, I just like to go back and take off a little bit of the excess fat. That's just a personal preference of mine, so I'm just going to go through all the chicken and take off any large areas of fat. If you don't like to do this, you can skip this step. Now I'm going to get my Instant Pot ready by hitting the saute button. And as you can see, it comes on for 30 minutes automatically. While I'm letting it warm up, I put in my oil. While I'm letting it warm up, I'm going to go ahead and season all of my chicken thighs. So I'm going to put down some salt on it, some pepper, garlic powder, and some chili flakes. And then I'll repeat it on the second side. And remember, if you don't like any heat, you do not have to use the red chili flakes. Those are completely optional. Once the Instant Pot says hot, it's ready to go, and I'm going to start browning my chicken. And since I'm doing 8, I'm going to do 4 at a time. While I'm letting my chicken brown on the one side, I'm going to go ahead and zest my lemon. I want to get off as much zest as possible. After I zest my lemon, I'm going to go ahead and slice it in half and now juice it. And I just use my fingers. You could use a strainer. I just like to catch the seeds in my hand. Of course, my hand is clean. And then I just keep the juice in the bowl till we're ready to add it to the recipe. Now that I browned half my thighs on one side, I'm going to flip them over. Give them a few minutes on the other side. Just be careful when you're flipping them over. They might be sticking a little. You don't want to tear them. And then I'm going to repeat this for the second batch of chicken. Now that we've browned all the chicken, I'm putting in my 3 tablespoons of butter. And as you'll see, it actually helps deglaze the pan a little bit. We don't have to worry about it being completely deglazed at this point because once we start cooking the onions, it will happen naturally. So now I put in my onions and now I'm scraping the bottom. But as my onions cook and the water comes out, it will help deglaze the pan. As you can see, the sticking at the bottom is coming off, and all those brown bits are going to be part of our sauce, which is going to just add so much flavor. So keep scraping until you're sure that the bottom of the pan is completely clean and nothing is sticking. Otherwise you might get a burn error, and those are not fun. Now we add in our 3/4 cup of chicken broth, and if your pan is not deglazed before this will definitely help get the bits off the bottom. I've just added in my lemon juice and all the zest from my lemon. Adding in 2 tablespoons or so of Italian seasoning. This is going to add a lot of flavor to our sauce. We're sure nothing is stuck to the bottom. There's no brown bits stuck to the bottom. We're going to put our chicken back in, and we're just going to put them in a layer at the bottom and one more layer on the top. Just stack them up flatly. Now I'm going to put the rack that came with my Instant Pot on top of the chicken, and then put in my pot of rice and water on top of that. Time to seal our lid, but first thing I do is make sure that my rubber seal is in there nice and flat all the way in. Line up my Instant Pot lid, lock it in place, and ensure the vent is set to sealing. Now you hit cancel if your saute feature was still on, and we're going to do pressure cook, high pressure for 7 minutes. Once it cooks for 7 minutes, we're going to let it do a natural release for 10 minutes. We're going to hit cancel, then push the valve to venting. And we'll be waiting for the pin to drop. That will tell us it's safe to remove the lid. There we go. Open the lid and you can see the cooked rice. I'm using my silicone gloves that I got with one of my accessories to remove the hot things, but you can use any type of pot holder. Now I'm going to carefully take out the cooked chicken. It's going to be very tender and you just don't want it to break and fall into a lot of pieces. So carefully remove it, hit cancel. Now we're putting it back on saute. I'm putting in my heavy cream. I'm starting with 2 tablespoons and I'll be adding a little bit more. As you'll see, it just wasn't enough, so I'm going to give it a stir. You can see the sauce is getting rich. And I'm going to taste test it, make sure it's good. I noticed that it just didn't look creamy enough for me, so I added in the remainder of my cream, which came to about a 1/4 cup. Now I'm adding in my xanthan gum thickener. I like my gravy to be a little bit thick. Once it's to the consistency that you like, go ahead and give it another taste test. Make sure it's how you expect it. You could either add a little more red chili flakes or a little more salt. Give it a good stir. And there you have it, garlic lemon chicken in the Instant Pot. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give my video a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next video is available. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.